Hello there and welcome to my channel. Edmonton, Alberta. Can you believe it? This is what it looks like in the winter. Well, yeah, I'm not right in the middle of town or anywhere, but we have plenty of parks in the river valley. Right now I'm walking in Terwilliger Park. We've had our first snow, I guess last Sunday you could say, but the first real snowfall was on Monday. It just wouldn't stop. Okay, now I'm approaching the Terwilliger footbridge. The North Saskatchewan River. Yeah, winter in Edmonton, Alberta, what's that mean? Well, the biggest thing for me about the winter in Alberta is that it's very long. I don't mind days like this at all. I can handle them. What I don't do so well in is that we have much shorter days. Like right now, I think sunset is just before 5 o'clock or so, but by the time that reaches the maximum, so the winter solstice, that is probably like around, I want to say 4 o'clock, even 3:30. You're done. There's no daylight to speak of, and not every day is sunny like this. That's the problem. And when we get those extremes, they usually last about 10 days or so, that temperatures can be in the minus 30 range, and that is not pleasant. No matter what you do, you go outside and you're good for a time, but you know, if you have to work or you have to get around or anything like that, it just adds additional problems. Yeah, that's why Barbara and I usually like to go away for a month, 2 months in the winter. We actually save up for that. We make a budget for it so that we can do that when the time comes. Now this year we don't know, because we're still dealing with the global pandemic. It is not as severe as it was, but still has a bit of an effect on everything we do. But yeah, let me show you around a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little further. There's another bridge down this way. So I veered off the big trail to get a little bit more action here, something a little bit more interesting. Yeah, I don't walk by myself like that very often, because usually Barbara and we walk together, and when I go by myself, I have my bicycle with me. So this is kind of new for me, and it's probably, obviously, it's new for you too. So doing something for the first time together here, and that's what I want my channel to be about. Not just cycling or flying the drone or fixing bikes, whatever I do, but I want it to be about discovering things, discovering new things. Earlier this summer, I had a whole lot of things that, like a to-do list that I wanted to do on this channel. Then life happened. You know, time goes by so fast. And the one thing about winter that honestly I don't like very much is that how it disrupts everything that you think you can do with your time. Well, it's much harder now to get around. It is virtually impossible to try and learn how to ride the unicycle. Maybe not completely, Maybe actually, you know what? That gave me an idea, because riding the unicycle, I'm probably, it's a given that I'm gonna fall. I think it's inevitable. And I mean, look what's around us here. You think that's gonna be a very hard fall? So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm gonna definitely play with that in the coming weeks. I know I've said it many times on this channel. I just never got around to trying this unicycle, and I never even got around to actually cleaning it up and, you know, lubricating the axle and what have you. And there's still berries on the trees. Well, as you can see, I'm in a winter wonderland here. How could you not like this, right? Well, I do like it. But this is not the whole winter that I'm showing you. This is just one beautiful side of it. And I'm getting cold fingers. So there's a downside to it. You know, I can tolerate heat a whole lot better than I tolerate the cold. But on the other hand, this isn't a big deal, so I'm enjoying this. Don't get me wrong. So what's in store for this channel throughout the winter? Well, you know that I'm doing a series. So far it's every Saturday. It's bicycle touring talk. I'm trying to retell stories from the bicycle tours that I've done, and I illustrate them as good as I can, mostly where it's possible with footage and pictures that I actually took myself. Some of it is stolen from, well, it's free footage, it's free stock footage that I use, and sometimes I adapt it just the way that I remember it. Mostly it's about people, sometimes locations, sometimes I fail to take a picture or something, but that's rare, unless it's like an indoor thing like a restaurant or a store, which is really hard to find on stock footage, by the way. Yeah, it's mostly the people. It's very hard when you're bicycle touring and you run into interesting people, at least for me that is, to be quick with the camera. For one thing, I think it's a bit disrespectful. Not everybody likes to be filmed. Now I'm veering way off topic. So this series, Bicycle Touring Talk, obviously that's gonna continue. I'm trying to make my videos better. I've learned a few things since I started. Besides that, I like to fly drones. The plan is to keep flying the drone through the winter, and no matter if we go to Mexico or we go to Colombia or wherever we manage to travel this winter, I'm going to inform myself about how legal it is to fly there, and then just take the thing along, I think, and do it. Well, my drone is under 250 grams, so it should be okay in most locations to fly that. And it's certainly a lot better to fly it in warmer temperatures than it is here. It's only rated for 0 degrees, but I know it can handle more than that. Winter in Edmonton, the biggest gripe I have with it is that it's way too long. The days are too short, and then the extremes. You know, we actually suffer from vitamin D deficiency here just because the winter is so long. We don't get enough sunlight, and in the summertime it's just about the opposite. In June, you can go on a 300-kilometer bike ride here and just finish it all in the daylight. That's how good this is. Yeah, this is Edmonton, Alberta, and I've only lived here for about 11 years, and I think I really like this place for mostly everything that it has. I'm grateful for living here. You know, there's always a trade-off, and I would say that the long winter is one trade-off, but it is not terrible. Now, something else I wanted to bring up. When you look at my footage of me walking down the trail, I'm sure you can see that this is not professional filmmaking footage. It's not, like, it's shaky, right? This camera, it has a stabilization, but it's not perfect. So I've decided to do some experiments with that. You may remember that a while ago I posted on a community post, I posted a picture of a caster. What could you do with a caster? Well, you know, a camera stabilizer, usually also called a gimbal, it consists of axes, so that when the camera moves, it is mounted on a gimbal so that it compensates for the movements. And I figured that with that caster, I can make a gimbal out of it. So that's one of the videos you can expect in the near future. And we're going to compare that with the commercial gimbal, the footage. I don't have any of these ready set up yet, but I purchased a gimbal. I'll do a review on that one, and I'll show you what it's all about. Unboxing and all that is not something I usually do, but again, it's something that I like to do. And you'll probably see the most unprofessional unboxing and review that you've ever seen, but maybe there's something in it that you would be asking that this professional reviewer that you normally watch doesn't even think of. So that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how good this footage looks straight from the camera, and then perhaps after processing it with the post-processing in Final Cut Pro. That's the program I use to edit my videos. I don't know if these birds think I'm a tree. That was the one that almost landed on me. Yeah, this trail I'm walking today, not many people walk here actually. Well, some have, I can see it by the footprints, but mostly this trail is here and it's in good shape because they're fat biking on it. So you might have wondered if that is something that I do, or... Well, let me put it this way. I'm toying with the idea of trying one out this winter. Renting one. I don't want to buy one. It's a lot of money, and I still like touring on a regular bike more than making my way through these snow-covered trails at a slow pace. But I won't say never. Just right now, I wouldn't even have the place to park one. And I don't have the budget to buy one, that's for sure. I have my priorities set in a different way. I'd rather travel in the winter, if at all possible. It is possible. See, now I'm coming up on the other footbridge, and then I'm going to take the paved trail, go back, because I'm going to have somebody waiting for me. Just wanted to see about this island here. Yeah, this looks quite beautiful. The trail is a little bit unstable here, it looks like. Alright, now we're looking at the Fort Edmonton footbridge. From a weird angle, I know. Yeah, winter in Edmonton. Doesn't it totally suck? Like, doesn't this look like the hellhole of Canadian winter? Like, man, terrible. Yeah, well, it's life. Some of us just carry on. But sometimes that's not a good thing. That's when you get miserable. Sometimes you have to take a break and do something a little different, and that's what I've done today. All right, here's a Christmas tree, and it has a message. It says mental health matters. Can't read the bottom one. Does it say move more? Yeah. Lest we forget. Thanks for reaching out. I needed that. Well, this is cool. This is a Christmas tree with a purpose. As you can see, I already have some ideas of what I'm going to do on my channel in the coming weeks. However, if you have anything that you would really like to see, then share it with me in the comments, because who knows, maybe it's something I'll get excited about too. Thanks so much for watching, and maybe you want to check out one of the videos on the screen right now.